Hi everyone, as expected, the first overall pick in the NFL draft was Clemson's Trevor Lawrence at quarterback to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, at number 26, the Browns went defense with Gregory Newsome II, the cornerback out of Northwestern, shoring up that defensive secondary. Of course, as Greedy Williams and Grant Delpit get set to come back from injury this season. Corey McCray has been on the shores of Lake Erie all evening and has more on the Browns' first pick. Corey, what can you tell us out there? Hi everyone, as the OHSAA tournament approaches in high school basketball, two Division III schools clash tonight in our Five Guys Hoop News. Number 3 seeded Brookfield traveled to number 8 seed LaBray in what could be a playoff preview. Now this was a good game. These two teams could meet in the district semifinal over in Division III. At halftime, Brookfield led 14-12, but LaBray with Briley Daniels on the offensive board tied it up at 14. Then Laura McCoy with a layup of her own. Nice pass through the lane and finish. She had 13. LaBray led 16-14. Then Janiyah Dorsey absolutely rips the cord from the perimeter in a three-point shot. LaBray led by 5, but back comes Brookfield. Audrey Reardon with the putback. She had 13 points tonight. That cut the deficit to 3. Then Katie Gibson tied it up with a high arcing three-point shot that she buried. That made it 19-all. And then Sophie Hook with a steal and layup. Hook had 9 points. Brookfield led 21-19 at that point. They get their 14th win, 37-32. And it's opening day here at PNC Park as fans line up at the gate for the Pirates' first game against the Chicago Cubs. 21 News Midday starts right now.
This will be sent, but Josh Fitch joins us live outside of the stadium as fans return for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. Hey Josh, what's the scene out there?
Hey Andrew. You couldn't ask for a better opening day here at PNC Park, and I can tell you what, even though it's limited capacity, the vibe here in Pittsburgh is certainly back. As you can take a look, it doesn't look like limited capacity prior to the gates opening here right at 12 noon. It's 25% capacity at PNC Park. That amounts to about 7,800 fans. Of course, we won't know the actual attendance until after the game. Fans will be seated in pods throughout the ballpark, and it's a totally cashless ballpark now here at PNC. As you can see, the fans stretch all the way down the street, which is blocked off from the bridge. Now, of course, the Cubs in town, they come in with a record of 500 at 3-3 with their star Jake Arrieta on the hill. Meanwhile, for the Pirates, not the best start through 6 games. They're just 1-5, gave up 30 runs and were swept by the Reds, and no starting pitcher went more than 5 innings. However, despite all of that, the atmosphere is here and the fans are ready to go for today's game. All right, so the atmosphere is back. It's certainly going to be a good one for Game 1 with this series against the Chicago Cubs. First pitch scheduled for 1:25. We'll have more coming up on 21 Sports and 6 and see how the Buccos fare here in Game 1. Live in Pittsburgh, Joshua Fitch, 21 Sports. Well, it's not every day fans get to meet one of the greatest Cleveland Indians. That's exactly what went on here at Hollywood Gaming Casino in Austintown in meeting Omar Vizquel. While it's a great opportunity for fans to get to know him, it's also an opportunity for him to get to know them. With a new season right around the corner, Vizquel is looking forward to managing the Toros of Tijuana. At Hollywood Gaming Casino in Austintown, Joshua Fitch, 21 Sports.
Josh Fitch runs down what's being put in place after these cases came to light.
Derek and Lindsay, on Monday, one positive test in a student athlete caused all activities to shut down here in Poland until today. But just as football started, more positive tests stopped it, along with 2 other sports. Poland High School has once again taken action to slow the spread of COVID-19 within the district. Today, football, volleyball, and girls soccer have all been halted for 14 days following at least 4 more positive test results. Initially, one positive test involving a student athlete caused all extra and co-curricular activities to shut down. Following contact tracing and isolation from the district with help from local and state guidelines, activities resumed Wednesday but were short-lived. Around 10:30 Wednesday morning, football practice was stopped and students were sent home.
Now we received additional information that we didn't have yesterday, we didn't have in the preceding day, which was Monday. So once we received the information today about, it was 10:30 when I received it approximately, we then had to shut down another couple activities, one of which was football.
JNFA says Poland is following guidelines going forward, and some activities are still going on because tracing didn't link to student athletes in tennis, cross country, and in the band.
We're working with guidelines that are put in place by the CDC, all the way from the Ohio Department of Health to the County Department of Health to us. We think we're following those guidelines to a T.
Now, boys soccer is also temporarily suspended as a precaution, but not included in the 14-day shutdown. JNFA stressed communication from parents and students with administrators going forward is absolutely critical. Live in Poland with more local news, I'm Joshua Fitch. Rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL Draft will pick up tomorrow at 7, then rounds 4 through 7 will wrap up on Saturday. That's your look at sports. We'll be right back. The sweet sound of jazz echoed through Goleta Avenue in Youngstown this afternoon, so the neighborhood could get outside and take part in a concert, one coming from a resident's porch. Frank Lev has been playing sax and other instruments for years. His 92-year-old father, Irving, has joined Frank on the porch a few times over the last month, putting some good spirits into the north side.
You know, I just thought people would like to have something to do, and the drive-in porch concert seemed like a good idea. Some people drive by, some people stay. A few people came and sat on the lawn, and they were very respectful.
Frank let everyone in the community know by using the Nextdoor website. It allows members of the neighborhood to join and see what events are coming up. Neighbors say something so simple goes a long way during this pandemic, and that there's no better way to spend a sunny Friday evening.
You just smile because somebody just genuinely wanted to come out and perform a concert for us, just out of the kindness of his own heart, just decided he wanted to just do this for the whole neighborhood. I think we should also do this, like, period. Without a pandemic being around, this is something good for the neighborhood.
It's nice to find something that I can do, you know, because I don't really make other big contributions, but I think everybody in their little way, if you think about it, you might be able to make some contribution. However small, it's still a contribution.
With more local news, I'm Joshua Fitch. If you've been to a high school volleyball game this season, you've noticed the safety precautions, but once the game starts, things seem to be back to normal. At Canfield High School, following safety protocols for games and even at practice has become pretty routine.
We do temperature checks before every game, before practice, before we get on the bus. We track everything. Our AD has been great with making sure that we're on top of things. You know, as hesitant as some of us are to want to wear a mask after you've been playing in a game, the girls have been super compliant, just making sure that they do everything that they can to make sure that they have a season.
We are constantly sanitizing balls. We shag at the end of practice. We separate them into 2 separate carts, and then we have a third one, and we go in and clean with rags and disinfectant spray. We wear masks up until the point where we can't anymore, and we really just want to emphasize that because there was a little saying going on before our season really started. It was mask up, Ohio. If you want to have a season, you have to mask up.
Administrators and boosters have stepped up big this year despite big fundraisers being canceled, with extra volleyballs, cleaning products, and even a new net. With more clean volleyballs, the more frequently they can be swapped out, keeping things moving smoothly during a match.
I'm cleaning, I'm scrubbing, I'm doing everything I have to keep this thing going. I tell you that it's this that in Canfield I have great parents and we have great kids, and I think that's the biggest thing to help this thing going.
A huge thank you to the boosters, a huge thank you to all the administrators, teachers, healthcare workers out there. You've really gotten us to this point, and we hope that we're making you proud.
Joshua Fitch, 21 Sports. It's one of the best starts to a season in Wildcats history. Third-year coach Michael Wernicke has Struthers firing on all cylinders, winning in a variety of ways with a squad that has 7 seniors.
When you have good players, you can have these types of years. Anytime you have seniors, whether it's at the college level or the high school level, that you cannot put a price on that experience. They've been through the distractions, they've been through the battles, they've been through the league. And they just have a calming effect.
Wernicke certainly has his team believing.
He's got more faith in us than just about anybody I know, and he's not going to let us sell ourselves short. So he's done everything he could to possibly to get us to where we are, and I'm grateful for everything he's done.
even with the wins piling up, these players aren't focused on that number. They're focused on what's gotten them here.
Just got to go into every game with the same mentality. No matter what that team record is, no matter what our record is, you got to go out there and play your hardest, no matter and just don't worry about the result. Just play your hardest.
Whatever the record is, that's not our concern. We're just continuing to try to get better every day. We've taken each day as it comes.
It's extremely fun. I mean, it would be fun, more fun than if we had the crowd. Like, so we got to feed off our own energy. Like, the bench got to, like, we need our bench to be hyped for us to get hyped, and we play off that.
Joshua Fitch, 21 Sports. That's your look at sports for Tuesday night. We'll wrap things up when we come back.